Nate's away, and until he's back, welcome to the dark times. Hello folks, and thank you so much for joining us for the first ever episode of The Dark Times. So apparently Nate is an adult, and since he's an adult, he thinks he can just go and leave the country for 5 months straight. That's what happened. That's where we are right now. I'm left alone with this channel. So I thought maybe I'd do something useful with my life and bring the news of the world to Nate while he's away and not very well connected with everything else around him. That's the purpose of this show, and that's why you guys are watching it right now. So please enjoy. And yes, I know this line at the table is not right in the middle. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm working from a small little studio in my apartment, and to fit that green screen right in frame, that's just how it's going to be. And yes, that is a green screen. That's not a real window. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint. Get used to it. It's the dark times, okay? Yeah, what you gonna do? Tell you what we are gonna do. So we're gonna open up with some world news. Thank you, Henry. Employees these days. So here's the deal. We've got some stuff to tell you about. Nate, you need to stay connected. So let's start with news item number 1. Bus driver and YouTuber Claw Boss has revealed the secret to those weird black lines you see on school buses. You notice those? Like they're on the side. Big yellow school bus and weird black lines like it's a bumblebee or something. It's not. Those are in fact safety features. The bottom line marks the floor of the bus, the middle line marks the bottom of the seats, and the top line marks the top of the seats. That is so emergency responders know exactly where they need to cut in the event of, an emergency. A crash, the bus tips over, the kids are stuck. How are you going to get them out? You've got a line. So much easier. Let's move on. German police have solved a burglary that has been a mystery for 9 years. The key piece of evidence, can you guess it? Sausage. So evidently 9 years ago, this 30-year-old Albanian for some reason decided to break into someone's house and take a bite of a sausage that was sitting there on the table. Bad move I say, because DNA evidence was taken from that bite of the sausage and used to identify the burglar. A turn for the worst, you might say. Anyway, let's go on to a restaurant in New York. The Peter Luger Steakhouse has come up with an ingenious way to, fill in those spaces to help out with COVID-19 restrictions. If you're at 25 or 35% capacity, you have all these awkward, weird, empty tables. It just looks bad for business. So they teamed up with Madame Tussauds. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I think I'm saying it right. Madame Tussauds, and they took, or maybe stole, I don't know, you never know with these days, and they took all these wax celebrity statues and placed them in the lounge, the greeting, the entryway, the space, the foyer, the tables, the chairs. So now you can go and eat at Peter Luger's and enjoy the company of Al Roker, or Audrey Hepburn, or Jimmy Fallon. It's up to you. Go to Peter Luger's Steakhouse, open for 130 years. Oh yeah. Now let's move down the continent to Australia, Nate, Brothaniel. Do you like sheep? I hope you like sheep. They have wool. It's very helpful, unless they don't get sheared. Now, a normal sheep needs to get sheared about at least once every year. Otherwise, that wool just keeps on growing and growing and growing, and you end up with 78 pounds of wool like this Australian sheep. Rescuers got that sheep, they took the wool off, 78 pounds. Honestly, if that was me, I'd probably be really, really cold after that, but I think they gave him a little jacket or something, so hope they get some good money off that wool. Burbank. Weird things happen in Burbank, my friends, whoever's watching out there, I don't know. Here's the deal, Burbank is weird. You know why? A 30-year-old man decided to steal a 400-pound slide from a playground. Yeah. How do you do that? I don't know. Probably over time. If so, how is this a sudden surprise? I mean, it's 400 pounds of slide. Evidently, he took this thing, he repainted it, he sawed it down at the top to cut it down to size, and then he basically just bolted it to the bunk for his kid. So his kid just has an in-home slide. Apparently there were some catalytic converters involved too, and that's how he got caught. I don't know. Take with that what you will. It's Burbank. And finally, let's move to Thailand. So, you ever see a boat going down in the ocean? neither have I. But the Thailand Coast Guard and Navy did. They saw a fishing boat sinking. It was just going straight down, and they went and found it, and there was like 8 crew members that already got saved, but the cats were left behind. That's right, I said cats. 4 cats left behind at the top of this boat, going straight down, Titanic style, but the Thai Navy stepped in, they sent some sailors, they got those cats, and they swam back with those cats clinging to their shoulders. I say good for you, Thai Navy. Good for you, saving those kitties. This has been World News with the Dark Times. Nate, I'm sure there are things that you're missing being in a third world country like you are right now. Things unique, perhaps, to America. Maybe software license agreements. Let me help you out with that. Oh, hey, Nate. Thanks for joining me. Got something I'd like to read you. If you live in, or if your principal place of business is in, the United States, please read the binding arbitration clause in class action waiver in Section 10. It affects how disputes are resolved. Thank you for choosing Microsoft. Depending on how you obtain the Windows software, this is a license agreement between you and the device manufacturer or software installer that distributes the software with your device. Or, 2, you and Microsoft Corporation, or, based on where you live or if a business where your principal place of business is located, one of its affiliates, if you acquired the software from a retailer. Microsoft is the device manufacturer for devices produced by Microsoft or one of its affiliates, and Microsoft is the retailer if you acquired the software directly from Microsoft. This agreement describes your rights and the conditions upon which you must comply with that policy, which might require you to return the software with the entire device on which the software is installed for a refund or credit, if any. Thanks for joining us. I hope that was helpful. I'd now like to take this opportunity to enlighten you with random facts about the president and flight. Fact number 1. Teddy Roosevelt was the first president to fly in an aircraft. He did so in 1910 in a Wright Flyer, after he had left office, so I don't know if he was technically a president. I mean, I know he was a president, and would still be considered a president, but he was not in office at the time, so I don't know if this fact actually counts, but it's still a fact, so we'll keep it. And here's the deal. Any airplane that the president is on is technically considered Air Force One. It's not one specific plane at a given time. And also here's the deal. The 747s that serve the president are only called Air Force One when the president is aboard. So, like I said, no specific plane. The 2 planes commonly associated with being Air Force One are Boeing VC-25 versions of the Boeing 747. So, a little different, but that's what you could expect for being the president. The 2 official planes that usually serve as Air Force One have 53 antennae. That's a plural for antennas, just so you know. 53 antennae for the multiple forms of communication that are on board. Because you got a text, you got a call, you got a radar and stuff. It's real. It's lit. The 2 Air Force One planes are also dismantled every so often and then reassembled after being swept for security measures. That seems a bit overkill if you ask me, but you do what you gotta do to keep the president safe. Yeah. Did you know that there are 3 presidential helicopters known as Marine One? The president is only going to ride in one, and then the other 2 take off and fly with it to serve as decoys. Respect. Respect, homie. Dwight D. Eisenhower was the first president to ride in a helicopter in 1957. I hope you learned something. And now it's time for the weather. Snow. Nate, when you're battling Somali pirates like you are and saving kittens from drowning from fishing boats at sea, there's probably some things that you're missing. Not just software license agreements, but maybe you need some mechanical things to help you out with your life, and all you have is Legos. I'm going to help you with that in this little series called Useful Lego Builds. Alright Nate, welcome to 10-minute Useful Lego Builds. Basically, if you find yourself in some remote part of the world and all you have is Legos, can you survive? We're going to help you do that. We've got 10 minutes right here. We're going to make you something useful out of Legos. We're going to hang it out right here so we've got the proof. And of course, we're going to time-lapse this. You don't have to sit here for 10 minutes. Maybe 1. Maybe 45 seconds. We'll find out. All right, let's see if we can make you a spoon. Starting now. It's kind of an ugly brick. Don't you just love that sound? The sound of Legos. Time actually goes by kind of fast. Okay. Definitely got to color code this. What am I doing? I just want two pieces that are the same color. Green. Not this is really a green though. It's kind of a, I don't know. What do you call this? What do you think? I don't know. Let me know. Comments, something like that. I can see a spoon coming along, Nate. The best spoon you ever dang used. All right. I don't know. I feel like that resembles a spoon, right? Let's see if we can scoop some Legos. Success. Look at that. Nate, in less than 5 minutes, you can make a spoon out of Legos. You will survive in the Arabian desert. You're welcome. Nate, I hope this has been educational and helpful and maybe even inspirational for you. And on that note, we're going to end with an inspirational quote. Here goes. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. Be inspired. This is the Dark Times.